Welcome to Roaming Tonight. I am your co-host, Timothy Rogers.
Lainey.
I didn't introduce you yet.
I introduced myself.
And tonight, we have some news.
Yeah.
I will say tragic news. Probably not to the
Very
level
sad.
of tragic. It is sad.
Yeah. But you probably already know about.
Yes.
If
Because
you
it's probably
care
all over the internet.
about the Galactic Starcruiser.
If you ever care about this thing right here. Mm-hmm. Okay, tell the news.
So the Galactic Starcruiser is closing.
Bum, bum, bum!
It's closing. Its last voyage is September 28th through 30th, which means it will have only been open for a year and a half.
That hurts me right in my soul.
Yeah.
Like, that's not a long time at all, especially for a Disney attraction.
No, that they spent a bajillion dollars on.
Yes. Mine's a real number, though. A schmillion.
So's a bajillion.
Okay.
So, yeah. Super, super sad.
How does that, I mean, I know you said.
Super, super sad.
Yeah, how does it make you feel when you said super, super sad? But like,
sad.
Yeah, well, this is not going to strike your casuals.
Right. No, but we are Disney fans and Star Wars fans and role-playing and immersive theater fans.
Murder mysteries are a thing. Like,
yeah, dinner parties.
Yeah.
We don't like real murder mysteries in real life. That's not our thing. So, but this Galactic Starcruiser thing, we looked forward to this for so long.
We did.
And then to get reservations the first time, I literally was on the phone on hold for 6 hours. The music cut off. So I couldn't even tell I was on hold. Just sometimes it would click.
Oh, no.
But I just stayed on the phone. I did other stuff at the same time. I'm not that much of a loser. I did other stuff. But I did stay on hold and booked it. So that's how we were able to go within like the first week of the Starcruiser. So I'm super glad we went. Then we tried really hard because we wanted to make sure we got like its purest experience.
Yes, because there's a Disney atrophy that happens where something starts off amazing, and then as time goes on, they cut corners and costs, and it drips and dips and slowly oozes out.
Yeah,
so,
we've noticed that happening at Galaxy's Edge in Batu. We were there at the very beginning of that for extra magic hours where we went in at 5 a.m.
And everybody was bright sunsing us and role playing.
And we were, now a lot of people were not in costume, but we went in costume even to that. And it was so cool. And then over not a whole lot of time, pretty much nobody went in costume.
Nope.
No, some people do. So
some people still do.
I'm in Batu bonding groups on Facebook still. So it's not like
people still do it. But the cast members stopped doing it as much. Like, they'll bright suns you every once in a while.
Well, they're still dressed right. But
they're dressed right, but no, they're just like,
they don't talk. And we'd read the book about Galaxy's Edge. And so, like, we were referencing stuff from the story, and even at the beginning, they didn't know what we were talking about. And now I don't remember anything.
We went to 10, and they only went to, like, their job.
8.
So,
yeah.
6 to 7.
Yeah.
And that's okay. That's okay. So now we need to ask another question. We know how it made us feel.
Wait. Well, no, wait. I'm super sad because we wanted to go again in a few years because it is super expensive.
It is
like
expensive.
Everybody knows that, and that's what they talk about.
Yes.
And it's very, very, very expensive. It's too expensive, but it was also an amazing experience.
Yes, it is premium. If premium were 2 levels above premium.
Right. And can I say it was worth the amount of money we paid for it? I probably can't say that because very few things are worth that amount of money. But it was amazing.
Well, considering there's nothing like it ever at all, anywhere, in anything to that level of immersion and that sort of thing. Like, you had a detox when you came out of it. You went so deep into the universe. It was painful.
Like, when you got out of there, any of you who have been, you will know what I'm talking about.
And you're living
it's withdrawal.
Star Wars.
It hurts bad to leave.
And it's only 2 days. And so, like, that's what she's talking about, is that it was worth it just because of how deep you went in and how there's nothing else. And Disney knew that. So that's why they priced it where they did.
I still don't think it was worth it. Like, money-wise. But I'm really glad we did it.
Yeah.
And I would do it again. I would just like a different story, preferably.
Yeah.
But I'm not saying I won't go again before they close in September if I get the opportunity. I would go again.
We Do Roam. That is the name of this channel.
Yeah. And so I feel sad. Emmy's super sad. She's so sad she doesn't even want to talk about it.
No,
she hasn't cried.
Yeah,
but
she
she's
told us earlier. She's like, "Can y'all please stop talking about this?" And we're like,
No, we gotta talk through it.
YouTubers, we're gonna record it.
So yeah, so sad. And then also, I really, really hate that the haters are gonna get to go, "Told you so." Because whenever I make a Starcruiser video, there's usually somebody who's in the comments going, "That sucks. The Starcruiser sucks." Like, no, it doesn't. You didn't go.
You need to go on it.
I don't know anybody who went on it who says it sucks.
No. And the video, like, there's videos of the Grand Canyon, and you go, "That's impressive."
Or you go, "That's a hole in the ground."
And then you go, "That's a hole in the ground." But then there's people who go to the Grand Canyon go, "Wow, majestic." It's different being there. It feels different.
Yes.
It hits differently.
Yeah, and the connections with the characters on the Starcruiser is the thing.
That's
Sammy's my favorite.
I chanted for you, Sammy.
Yeah. But I liked everybody. Like, everybody was amazing.
They were.
And you were only on there with characters for less than 48 hours.
But you were in.
But yeah, they're all real people that you care about. And we've been singing Gaia's music for forever. And now the soundtrack just came out.
Which we think is, here you go, have a gift to the world sort of thing.
Well, now that we know.
All right,
so we know the outcome.
So what are some things that you loved? We've kind of bled into this already, but what are some things that you loved about the Starcruiser that if it goes away completely, that you will completely miss?
I love Emmy's dancing behind the camera, in case anybody's wondering what we're looking at. It's Emmy dancing behind the camera.
So some things I loved about the Starcruiser is, number one, how amazing my daughter was into it. Like, she was running around, she made a little friend, and they were trying to help Chewbacca and all that stuff. It was really fun. The level of interactivity, kids loved it. Kids were being able to live their story. And big kids like us also were getting to live our story.
Mm-hmm.
So when we first...
got to keep the droid safe.
Yeah.
They literally told us to stay with the droid.
Yes, there were lots of interactions.
Which was also super hard because you had to stay in that tiny cantina area.
Yes. There were lots of things that the kids could do to interact with the story. And that was amazing. And then I was trying to hack into things when we first got in there. I love that. I love that I had multiple different paths that you could go on. Are we spoiling? I guess we could spoil now, can't we?
Well, at this point, this is why we didn't do one of these right when we got back. But now, like...
Yeah, so there's multiple paths. There's like a love story, if you're kind of into that, between two...
She's wearing shorts.
And we've invited our daughter to hang out with us to talk about the things that we loved about the Starcruiser. So we'll start with you and we'll each name one thing. All right, Lainey. Okay, not Lainey.
You should not just throw it on me like that.
Oh, I'm sorry. All right, one of the things I loved is that you had this little data band thing, all right, and you could tap consoles, and you worked through it. Like, there were little ciphers and puzzles, and you could, your messages, and you had to do certain things and type in certain codes, and I loved it.
Yeah, he was trying to break into stuff. I mean, like, you were supposed to, but you didn't necessarily know that. But he scanned up at things without anybody telling him to, and so that made stuff happen.
Yes, and it started you on different tracks based on
whether
you're nefarious and scoundrelly or whether you're a straight edge rule follower. That was so cool. Like 5 different tracks, I think there are. I can't remember.
I don't know, a lot. I'm in a Facebook group that's reverse engineering the Starcruiser.
They better hurry up.
So it's like people figuring all this stuff out. And it's really cool because they're like very techy. I'm moderately techy, but they're like super techy.
And they have is with tech.
And they have mapped out a ton of things. So it's really neat.
I loved all the different paths you could take. We took resistance with an edge of scoundrel for me. And that's how we did it. Mm-hmm. And it was a great time.
Yeah, we did that too. And we got recognized by Gaia as Gaia's #1 fan, her and her little friend.
I got to meet so many true fans, including these 2 stunning younglings here, who I believe, based on how much they enjoyed the show last night, that they are my biggest fans. Can we get a round of applause?
It was a distraction mechanism. That was the whole point. But that was fun because Emmy got to be identified as one of Gaia's
Number
number
one.
one
And my
fans.
porg. My porg.
Not yet, Harmon.
Oh my gosh.
The porg. Lieutenant Croy.
The first order gentleman came into the restaurant area, and he was walking table to table and mingling. And as he does, he's going, "Oh, what a beautiful porg you have there. I wonder, what are you naming it?" And she goes,
No, he said, "You
Have
have a
you
name
named
for
it?"
it yet."
and she goes, "Not yet." He's like, "Not yet. That's a strange name for a porg."
Everyone said that. They were literally like, not yet. That's a weird name. And I'm like, that's
And then like, well, what would? And,
And
we
then
said,
later,
"Well, what would you
he
name
said,
it?"
I would have named him Harmon.
Which is his first name, and that's we still quote that.
Not yet, Harmon.
Harmon.
Yeah.
So that was a great moment. But again, you're not going to see that on a YouTube video with some haters at the bottom. You're not going to catch that interaction.
Yeah. Or
Wow.
even if I splice that moment in for you here.
Thank you so much.
That's good, man.
Would you have another name you'd like to suggest?
I've always been partial to Harmon myself.
Harmon the Porg.
It's not the same
Yeah.
as it happening to us as part of our story.
because it was
So-
so funny.
It was so
All
funny.
right, what are some
And
of
I've
your...
seen some people talk badly about the food or say the food was just okay. But like I made a whole video when we got back about the food. I'll link it in the description below. Definitely not bad. And we are super picky.
Yes.
And we tried some stuff.
That was blue and
Yeah, blue shrimp
purple
and the like whatever
there was
that
catty
meat
ribs
was.
and
It's
oh
been
man.
over a year since we went, but the food was
It was
amazing.
amazing.
And woven bacon. It was
Yeah.
really good.
I love
They did a great thing making normal food strange in look to make it feel space. And again, that level of immersion is there that a YouTube video doesn't do it. You're just like, look, blue shrimp.
Mm-hmm.
But it doesn't happen. The other things we loved was Gaia.
Yes.
Gaia was incredible.
And Wani.
And Lonnie.
And Sandro.
Yeah.
All the characters.
All the characters. And even the
Lisa,
droid
Captain
in
Keevan, Sammy, SK, D309, your room droid.
your room
who
droid
sang.
was even great.
Yeah, and we didn't even talk to her enough. It turns out you could talk to her just all the time. And that was like AI before we all had AI on our phones all the time. That
Yes,
kind of
and she was
generative
early.
AI.
Yeah.
See, tech.
Boom.
I know these words. But I loved all the story, and I really enjoyed bridge training. I loved how people felt like part of teams. Like when we had bridge training, we were part of the White Wampas group, and we'd chant, and there were Blue Banthas, and you'd chant as you. Well, we weren't Blue Banthas, we didn't chant Blue Bantha, but you get the idea.
We said Blue Bantha stink. That's what we chanted.
No, we didn't, but it was really cool. And then when we were at
But
the
Banthas-
muster drill, we were all bash, bash, and it was really fun
It
because
was.
everybody was like so in, even though they arbitrarily just stood in a spot.
Yep.
And it was really nice. And I've made friends in the Facebook groups, and like we all talked ahead of time in our voyage, and then I'm still in there with all the people who have been on Starcruiser voyages,
Yeah.
and that's just cool.
Besh is best.
I have one.
Okay,
All
what
right,
you got?
what
It
you
was
got?
in the room. I forgot what that was. Where we searched for porgs, the tiny porgs.
The engineering room.
And then
That was
all
one
the-
of my favorite rooms because you could climb through a tunnel, and you could listen to what they were doing in one of the last missions. You had to like I showed them where it was, and then yeah,
Yeah.
it was cool.
And we had lightsaber training, which was super cool, really fun, and Emmy got spotlighted in there.
Yeah.
So she was like the littlest one that we had in the group, and she got to be like
She got to be
the
Force
star
sensitive.
of lightsaber training.
Yeah.
And it was really cool. And like we got to do missions with Rey and Chewie. Like we were walking with them, trying to distract Croy, and I would run ahead. Like, you know it's not real, but it is real. Like I was going up the stairs to check and looking for stormtroopers everywhere and going back to report it. So it's really fun because you could totally be in it and nobody was like, you're weird for doing
Yeah,
that.
they're like, man, why are you acting like you're in Star Wars? Like everybody paid so much money.
You better be
Most
doing it.
everybody was acting
Or
like
if
they
you
were.
weren't, like, You better not be judging
Yeah,
anybody
no
else. Like,
judgment.
you're here. Just
And there were a lot of
go
people
hang
with
out in the lounge.
backstories and histories and that sort of stuff.
We had Star Wars names and everything. I have a video of the beginning of that I never finished.
Yay.
Maybe someday. I will.
One day.
And maybe now I'll make all my spoiler-filled videos that I
Boom.
wasn't going to
Yeah, you
make since
can.
it won't be ruining it for anyone.
Because it's
Yeah.
ending.
It failed. Let's go to a positive note.
Bye, Emmy.
Why did it fail? Oh, she did. She vanished. All right.
She did. She disappeared.
All right. So we've actually been discussing this at length. Number one,
We've talked about this for months.
Months.
We've been worried this would happen.
because they started offering discounts, and when Disney offers discounts, there is blood in the water.
Yeah, and they shrunk the number of voyages so it wasn't every night, which that was crazy. Every 2 days on that crazy cycle.
Yep, that was weird.
But yeah, there was an annual pass holder discount, a DVC discount, and those might be in a different order. And then Visa card member discount. That was
Yeah.
kind of like, that's a lot of people
They
have
were just
that.
throwing it out at that point.
Yeah. So,
And so we were like, well, oh man, is this... It's got to not be doing well for that to happen.
I
So-
didn't think it was going to close though. I just thought that
No.
they were tightening their belt.
Yeah.
I
Because
didn't think it was going to close.
Disney's having some trouble all around. There's layoffs here, there, and everywhere. So we thought it might go to like a week hotel and then a weekend they do the interactive stuff so they can still rent it out.
I didn't
And
think
that's-
that.
I said that's what they should do.
Yeah, you did.
And then I was like, and then they need to add like a pool and some other things to it to make it more
Everybody
hotel.
wants a pool.
Well, they do, because if you're at a hotel, you want a pool. Of course you do.
Not on the Starcruiser. You don't have time for that. But if it was
No,
just,
but if it was just
a,
that, a pool.
a Star Wars hotel,
Yes.
then
All right, so I think that would be a good idea. At the time we were
wait.
talking
So
about.
why did it fail? That's the
Oh yeah,
question.
yeah. So
It cost too much.
cost too much, cost prohibitive. So they tried to say that it's a a boutique,
A boutique hotel
a boutique
Yeah.
hotel that is, and like
with 100 rooms. They were just testing stuff out in a smaller space.
which is called Spin. All right, because yes, they couldn't do what they wanted to in Batu, but to make it at that level and then charge what they charged for it is insane, and it drove so many people away. Now your hardcores,
And other people who have been like
And-
4 times in this year.
yeah, even more hardcore than us. We
Yeah.
went one time. Our hardcores will do it, and they'll go because they love Disney, they love Star Wars, and they wanted the experience. And I regret nothing from my
No,
experience.
but it's cheaper to go on a 7-day Disney cruise.
Yes.
So,
So if you get 2 nights, or you could get 7 nights,
mhm.
and then most families are going to choose the 7 nights, and it just couldn't last. It couldn't last at
It
that
didn't.
rate. Yeah,
It
it
didn't
couldn't.
last. But the people who say it failed because it was a bad idea.
Or a bad experience.
Yeah,
That wasn't.
that's not true. We don't think.
No, because you read something a little bit ago. What did it say about guest survey satisfaction thing?
Oh, Yeah, it said they have some of the best guest survey numbers from the Starcruiser. So it's not that people who went didn't like it. They did.
No, people love it.
It's really, really cool. And I would say pretty much all the haters didn't go. And if you're a hater who did go, like,
What, were you
what about
expecting?
that made you think you were going to like it? You
And if
don't
you didn't like
Star
that it was
Wars
set in
or
Resistance
Disney,
era,
yeah.
Like
yeah.
that probably could be it, because Resistance here is not my favorite.
But
era
you'd
of Star
still
Wars
know
ever.
that before you went.
Yeah, that's exactly
So,
right.
like, you
And
should
Ray
have your
doesn't make me
expectations.
throw rocks. Like I don't see Ray as
No.
go, "Ah!"
I like Ray. And the parts with Ray and Kylo Ren were really cool.
They were cool. The special
It's
effects
cool.
were amazing,
Yeah.
considering that was live people
Yeah, live
doing
theater.
that. It was amazing.
Super
And
cool.
so that stuff that I know you see it online and you think it doesn't look that good. It looks cheesy. No, it does not. It
No,
looks great.
no. It all felt super
It looks
real.
great. So that's why it failed. Really, that's the only reason. Like it's not because the food wasn't good. It wasn't because the experience wasn't good. It wasn't because of any other thing. It was just too cost prohibitive to run every 2 nights for all time.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Or
you're-
even for more than a year.
No, because 6 months, I'm sure you had heavy bookings where everybody was trying to get on there. And then you started to see the cracks in the thing.
Yeah. There were voyages where people said it was like half full and they were only running 1 dinner instead of 2. And that was crazy. And people were like, it's going to fail. And I was like, nah.
No, they're just
It
having
did.
a downturn.
It did.
And also,
I can't believe it. I can't believe it.
and I know.
I can't believe this.
I know. And also Disney also had this thing called inflation.
Yeah.
And like there's a lot of people that maybe could have afforded it that life changed on them and so much was printed that they couldn't.
Yeah. And
Like-
Disney thinks that they can just charge whatever they want and people will pay it.
They called it price elasticity.
Yeah. And that's a really jerky attitude to take.
Yeah, it's like
Because-
we can charge more and people will still pay.
Yeah, there are
And
some rich people who it really doesn't bother them, but most of us are not. Most of us either have to like scrounge and save for a long time for stuff, or to have to think very carefully about what we're going to spend our money on.
Yes.
So to say they can just charge whatever and everybody will pay,
Yeah.
like obviously.
Well, there are some,
we
but
did
again,
once.
this priced people out, and
Mhm.
because it priced people out, this is why we're making this video.
Yeah.
A year and a half, not even a year and a half.
Not
a year,
even. It will be a year and a half by the time they close.
Okay, a year and a
It's
half.
A year and 2 months.
R.I.P. 2023.
I know.
Birthday
But, okay,
2022.
another thing I liked was the exclusivity of stuff, which that comes with the price point. But like my necklace, it sold out. I got the last one on the ship in that first week. And then they didn't get it back for like a really long time. So it was like a super exclusive thing, which was neat because it didn't cost that much to
Be
the
that
trip
super
did, but
exclusive.
the necklace didn't.
The door to get in the jewelry store.
Yeah.
Super.
But then now, like, people couldn't buy stuff at the beginning because they didn't have it because it was right at with all the COVID supply shortages. And then now it's going to be like when you knew Splash Mountain was going to close and there was no merch for it, like,
Yep.
for
Now
months.
it's gonna be sold out.
Yeah,
all over
so
the
you're,
place.
and they're not going to make more of it.
No,
So you won't be able to get anything.
it'll be an empty store. They'll probably close the store
This is just
because
depressing.
you can just shut that down.
Just depressing.
I know. All right, so we've talked about
What a
Wildtail.
sad
I'm sorry,
little-
this is a depressing roaming tonight. I'm
It
sorry.
is, yeah.
We're gonna roam tonight and just cry in the streets. This is what we're going to do. All right, so what should they do next? They have probably $80 million hotel sitting there. All right, what are you gonna do
I
with
saw
that?
something that said they spent $2 billion on the parks on Batu, Galaxy's Edge in California and Florida, and it was unclear. They were unsure if that included the hotel or not. And also, I just think it's crazy because when they were coming up with the story for Batu, the Starcruiser was part of that
Already
story.
part of it, yeah.
And so this is Gaia you hear in the background. This is Gaia's New World. Check it out on Apple Music if you haven't.
Or Spotify, I'm sure it's on there too.
We have Apple Music.
Yeah,
I guess I'll make it stop now so we don't get flagged for
yeah,
copyright.
that's fine. Do it.
So, but that was a nice little bit of music.
Yeah, it was. So yeah,
I was in the middle of a sentence, I think, but I can't remember what I was saying.
well, they spent a ton of money on it, and now they have to make it back somehow.
Oh, yeah, and the story. The story was written together.
Yes.
So,
With Galactic Starcruiser being yanked from it,
yeah.
like you've still got to have something. So,
My Facebook groups have, somebody's already, within like half an hour of the announcement, somebody put a poll in there, what do you think they're going to do with it? And he's always thought that there should be a hotel instead.
It's already there. It's already there.
But there's still only 100 rooms, so they'd have to make a lot more rooms and a pool.
Yeah, you're gonna
Everybody
need.
wants the pool.
But if you did $700 a night, people pay that for themed rooms.
I wouldn't, though.
No, you
I
would
would not pay that much without the story, because that's
No,
the
but
whole
you
reason
could
I
offer
did it.
early
was the
access
story.
to Galaxy's Edge.
That wouldn't be enough for me. Without the story,
I understand,
I
but
would-
I'm saying people would pay.
I don't pay that much for a hotel.
Price elasticity.
Check
remember?
out my roaming review of Econo Lodge. I'm not paying $700 a night for a plain old hotel.
I was dodging bullets.
No, not that
I'm
one.
just kidding.
That one's good. I didn't do a roaming review about those ones.
So, pretty sure being shot by at stormtroopers was the safest hotel we've been in a long time. Was
Ironically.
Right.
Yeah, so that's one option. Somebody else talked about it becoming a walkthrough.
That is a terrible
Like
idea.
an attraction. Like
Nope.
you just got to go over and it just be
Nope.
open
There is
as
running
part
water.
of Galaxy's Edge.
There is heat. There is AC in every single one of those rooms. There's a
Mm-hmm.
view screen.
Yeah.
All right, that
Somebody else talked about turning it into a themed restaurant that costs hundreds of dollars for a reservation, where you go in and watch a dinner show. But still, there's all those rooms. somebody else joked, I hope they were joking, and they said, here comes the next DVC property. Because that's what they do with so many things.
It's true.
Nowadays.
That's really funny, the Star Wars DVC. Do you want to own space? Do you want to own
We've got space for you.
Oh, you just wrote their tag phrase.
I did.
They're totally stealing this.
No, they don't like your comments.
That's true. I'm sure
Anyone's, not just ours.
Yeah, that's true.
They say no.
Well, I'm sad about this. I'm sad it happened. I do want Disney to get a little bit of a comeuppance. I like them with challengers. I don't like them to be the king of the hill all the time.
I was hoping this was the beginning of a new age of entertainment.
Yes.
And they won an award for best themed entertainment.
Because
The Thea Award. And I was hoping this was a great start. I was hoping we'd get a princess themed hotel with a brand new story with all the princesses where you got to meet up with people. And that they do
I
a
want a Harry Potter
Hogwarts.
one,
Yeah, a Hogwarts one at Universal.
where you stay in Hogwarts and then you interact with wands and professors. And I thought that would be amazing.
An immersive thing where you get your own story is so cool.
Yes.
Pre-Starcruiser, the closest thing to that we've done is Evermore. Another video I'll put in the comments. At Evermore, it's sort of like a Renaissance fair, except they have a story going on. It's in Utah, though, Salt Lake City, so pretty far away for us, but some of you might live near Salt Lake City. It is so cool. But Evermore is not Disney, for one, but they did really well with the immersion and the storytelling, and people are in costume, and you can trade stuff with people. It was really awesome. But they only run it on the weekends.
And it's seasonal.
For
doesn't it stop?
seasons, yeah. Well, they have a summer season, and then they have a Halloween season, and they have a winter season, and then maybe they have a spring season now post-COVID. But they knew that you can't have people and pay them to work that in depth all the time. And so if they just done the Starcruiser on weekends, everybody who wanted to go wouldn't have even finished doing their bookings by now.
No, you would have been booked 2 to 3 years out.
Yeah, and then just during the week doing something different.
Oh, yeah.
I know, but then you'd have to kick people out to do the immersive experience.
No, you just do Monday through Thursday and then kick them out on Friday.
I don't think people like that. But if they want to stay, they can just pay a whole lot of money to stay for the week.
No, there we go.
But anyway, Disney didn't ask us. And they don't take unsolicited
And they should have, because you'd still be there, Galactic Starcruiser, if you listened to us. The roaming Rogers.
We are the experts.
Anyway, thank you, Disney, for an amazing experience.
Yes.
Thank you, Galactic Starcruiser, and everybody who worked on that thing. You guys rock. That is a hard job.
The actors, amazing.
Yeah.
The regular cast.
Yeah, just your
amazing.
regular cast members
That
really
girl
sold.
who did the Ryloth Shuffle played it for us an extra time in the Sublight Lounge at 1 o'clock in the morning.
She did.
We were not drinking. We just liked to dance. She played it. She came and danced with us. So fun. Just amazing. And I don't remember what the guy did. The guy who walked us to breakfast the last day or something. Remember that guy?
Oh, yeah, he's super nice.
I think they were like, get out. But it didn't feel like a get out. It just felt nice.
No, that guy was super nice. And
Yeah.
we won some trophies on there. Some
Yeah,
medals.
we won the medallion for Know Your Mate. The
Which-
space version of it. Know Your Co-Pilot.
That was really funny, and I can't say what I want to say.
Maybe I'll put a few clips here at the end of some awesome Starcruiser-ness. If you went, please comment below your favorite memory of the Starcruiser. And if you made it actually all the way to the end of this very long video, thanks.
Thanks. And
We appreciate you.
And if you're a hater, there's no way you made it this long.
No, if you're a hater,
If you did, don't.
you just commented Starcruiser sucks and moved on.
Yeah,
but
that's
if
exactly
you
right.
loved it, please have some conversation with us. We would love to talk to you about the Starcruiser in the comments.
Exactly. So,
All right.
until next time.
Keep roaming.
May the stars light your way throughout all your journeys. May the stars light your way throughout all your days. May you see all the world, systems, stars, and planets. May the stars light your way and see you safely home.